Everyone's so obsessed with sweater weather, but I'm obsessed with soup weather. So I'm gonna show you how to make 3 easy vegan soups that'll rock your world. Hey guys, I'm Candace the Edgy Veg. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, hello, I make vegan food that is super tasty and delicious. I think so anyway. Maybe you feel the same way. If you do, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and leave me a comment if you have any requests. So I think I've talked a bit before about why I'm obsessed with sandwiches. Another thing like sandwiches, which is a very simple, basic meal, but I find super, super comforting, is soups. Because you can make them really easily. You can make them while you're doing other things. You can like put all the ingredients in the pot and then walk away for 2 hours and then come back and it's perfect, or do it in an Instant Pot, that works too. I just find them to be like super comforting. They're like belly warming. I think it's the perfect food for winter. And the 3 that I'm going to show you today are some of my favorites. So the first one is a pozole rojo, which is a red pozole soup. It is Mexican in origin. I'm gonna show you how to make a mushroom soup, but it's going to be like a creamy Hungarian mushroom soup. And then just your basic run-of-the-mill but delicious cream of broccoli soup. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is de-stem and de-seed my chili peppers. I have 3 different types of chili peppers, none of which I can really pronounce, so I'm just gonna overlay them here. You might have to go to a specialty store to get some of these. Well, if you don't like really spicy food, you can always use less, but I'm using 2 of each. If you have like smaller ones, use scissors, open them up, get rid of the seeds. You can just dump them out and put them into a small to medium sized pot. And then just cover that with water. And if you like it really spicy, you can always leave the seeds in or add more peppers. You want to add in some onion and just enough water to cover the chilies completely. And we're going to bring that to a boil to rehydrate the chilies for about 15 minutes. Because I'm efficient, I love efficiency, while that is boiling, I'm gonna get my mushrooms started here. Now, traditional like rojo pozole or pozole rojo is pork based. To get that like umami that pork has, I'm gonna use mushrooms as my meat substitute. I'm just gonna cook those down with a little pinch of salt. All right, so add your olive oil, mushrooms, and a pinch of salt, which will bring out the juices and give that nice umami. If you have any sinus issues, you won't when this is finished. All right, if you find that your mushrooms are starting to brown quickly, just take them off the heat for now. I mean, it should take anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes, so they'll be done more or less at the same time. When those chilies are softened, what we're going to do is make a chili paste. And in that chili paste, along with the chilies and the onions, we're gonna add some garlic, some vinegar, some oregano. Usually, it should be a Mexican oregano, but I don't have that. So I'm gonna use normal oregano, some cumin, salt, and some cilantro. All right, now we're going to take our peppers and our onions and add them to the blender. To get the onion out, you can strain it. But make sure that you strain your liquid into a bowl because we're actually gonna use it. So I kind of tip it over. I'm gonna start blending it and then add juice as needed. So start with like half a cup of the cooking liquid. And what you wanna end up with is something that kind of looks like a tomato paste, but with chilies. All right, now add your chili paste that we just made to the mushrooms, and you wanna cook that for about 3 to 5 minutes or until the chili paste starts to brown. So you wanna cook that until it turns darker in color. All right, now I'm going to add some pinto beans, added protein. Then I'm gonna add hominy, which if you've never used it before, it is a processed like maize product or made with maize kernels. So you can add that in. Then we're gonna add in a bay leaf, some bouillon or stock, and 8 cups water. And then you just want to bring that to a boil and you want it to cook covered for about 30 minutes. All right, when it's boiling, you can go ahead, cover it, cook it for like 30 minutes. I like to partially cover it. All right, soup number 2 is just a typical creamy broccoli soup. Cream of broccoli, if you will. All right, we're gonna start by melting some vegan butter in a pan and then just adding all of our aromatics and vegetables. Got some garlic, onion, ideally cooking onion, but I didn't have any, so we have red onion today. Celery, carrots, also known as carrots, to the layman, and some potato, and that's gonna give us some creaminess. So mix that all together, add a pinch of salt, and let that do its thing. And then you can add in your broccoli. Just like that. Congrats, you've added broccoli to your soup. All right, after like 10 minutes, your veggies are kind of tender. Transfer them to a bowl because we're gonna use the same pot. All right, we're adding more vegan butter. Sprinkle in some flour. And then whisk the flour into the butter to get a paste. You want to cook that for about 2 to 3 minutes just to get rid of that raw flour taste. And don't worry about all these little burnt bits here. We're gonna pick that up with the broth in a second. So while you're whisking, just slowly stream in the broth and then some soy milk after that. You can stop along the way, get rid of some of those lumps and clumps. I switched whisks because while I like to use the silicone whisk for you, it just doesn't do what a wire whisk does. Whoops. So add in the rest of your broth, follow it by your soy milk, and then just bring that to a boil. All right, once you've got all the nice crunchy bits on the bottom, it just adds flavor. You've scraped all of that off. We can add our veggies back in. All right, add your veggies. For like some buttery cheesiness, we're going to, of course, use nutritional yeast and a little pinch of nutmeg. Then we're gonna bring that to a boil. All right, so when it's boiling, you can cover it with a lid and let it cook until the broccoli and the potato are soft. It'll take about 15 to 20 minutes. The soup is going to reduce a bit. You wanna go ahead and taste it now, not before, for salt. Oh my God. So good. I only need a little bit of salt. That should be perfect. And then you can top it with optional toppings. Chili. All right, when your broccoli is tender, your potatoes are soft, you can just use your immersion blender, or if you don't have one, just use a normal blender and blend up your soup. third recipe is a Hungarian style cream of mushroom soup. So the main difference that this one has compared to like a normal or regular mushroom soup, I guess, is the addition of sour cream. We're going to do that with cashews. It's one of my favorite recipes. I love mushrooms more than anything else in the world. So you get that like creaminess, you get the umami. Let's make it. Like the rest of our soups, we're by the stove and we're gonna have to melt some butter. Aromatics, we have garlic. And then onion. Although usually it should be like a white cooking onion, but I didn't have any, so we're using a red onion. But it's fine. Pinch of salt. Splash of oil, and then add your mushrooms. A little bit more salt. It'll help all the liquids release because it draws out moisture. Welcome to the science of cooking with Candace. And then we're just gonna let this like do its thing for like 10 to 15 minutes. The mushrooms are going to just kind of like steam in here. They're gonna release their liquid, which is where all the flavor is. And then we'll come back. All right, now sprinkle in some flour and then just like stir it, cooking constantly for like 2 minutes. You wanna cook out that raw flour taste. It's gonna get kind of like clumpy and lumpy, and that's fine. Then add in some thyme and paprika. Then just give it a stir, and then slowly stir in some broth or bouillon and water. Scrape down the bottom there, deglaze the pan, or bottom of the pot, I guess. And then just add the rest. Sweet. Welcome to the water park. All right, so I used water, so I'm also going to add in my bouillon. This is just like chicken flavored, but vegetarian. It's a vegetarian chicken flavored bouillon and a little bit of soy sauce for that umami. And then add in some soy milk. Or, I mean, you can add in whatever plant milk you want. I just prefer to cook with soy milk. Has a nice high protein content, which makes it nice and creamy and stable. All right, to make this even extra creamy, I'm just gonna put some cashews in my blender with some lemon juice. Now, traditionally this is done with sour cream if it's Hungarian. What is this, mushroom soup? Usually it's done with sour cream when it's Hungarian mushroom soup. But, you know, instead of you going out and buying vegan sour cream, maybe you can't find it, you can just do it with cashews and some lemon. So then just take like a third-ish of the soup and put it into your blender and blend it up. And then just pour it in. Every little bit of it. They truly are the perfect food. All right, so then you can let this simmer for a little bit longer, or you can enjoy it right now. All right, we have our three soups. So we have the mushroom soup, amazing. Broccoli soup, also amazing. The pozole rojo, right? Rojo? Yes, rojo. And also amazing, but let's give them a little taste test or else you'll yell at me. Oh my God, they're all so creamy and delicious. It's all my soup, so I am double dipping. And then the pozole, very large piece of cabbage. Oh my God, I haven't had hominy in so long. Well, let me know which soup you are most excited to try in the comment section down below. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss out on new videos every single week. And if you like these recipes, give this video a big thumbs up. And even if you don't, give it a big thumbs up anyway. Okay, bye.